last week, I think Matt Chatfield and I'm trying to think of the presentation on 600 Ridge. The old furniture store. Yep, Melissa from Shaw. But we did a workshop presentation that kind of gave some timelines of what we've been trying to do the last, specifically 3 years, but really the last 20 plus years history at 600 Ridge, the old furniture strippers and the whole Webster hamlet for that sake. And, pretty big milestone event last Tuesday the 26th that was described last Thursday the 28th workshop that I don't know, for the 16th year in a row, Matt, or 17th year in a row, the property went to Monroe County Real Estate Tax Foreclosure Auction, and nobody bought it. The previous years on that, the county has decided to not take title and just allow the private owner to continue to have it. And we just went through that same Groundhog's Day for every year since. Difference being is that we had last year worked with the county. Charlie, I know on the legal side, we worked with them. They applied to a Supreme Court judge to get temporary control. And once they got temporary control, the county that is, that gave us the ability to go in and do some phase 2 environmental testing. That phase 2 environmental testing was done by Day Engineering. We actually paid for it with ARPA money that the town had. Approximately $35,000, I think, Paul?
Correct.
Okay. In April of this year at the Spry Cafetorium, there was a presentation done, a workshop by Matt Chatfield from WIDA, Josh Artuzo, and also Mary Harrington, our town engineer, that really attempted to give a layman term explanation to 400 pages of a phase 2 report that was way above most of our pay levels and understanding. I think after we saw what at least that phase 2 testing reflected on the site, one thing we knew is there needs to be more testing. But we just didn't have the bandwidth. First of all, we didn't have the time under the temporary stay, if you want to call it, with the county to do that. And even if we did, we would have had to gone in and done some major demolition of the building. We don't have the right to do that. But I think it also made the county of Monroe see that, well, the contamination maybe is not as bad as they thought. And they said, you know, maybe instead of us, you know, continually not getting paid taxes on this and reimbursing the town and the school district, would the town ever consider, you know, buying this property from us after the next real estate foreclosure auction for $1? And it's funny, we talked about it in certain board meetings and whatever, and I always said, Bill, is that a good deal for us? Is $1 a good deal for us? Hard to say. Is a white elephant a good gift to give somebody, right? Is that from Latin days? So really, we went down the path. We hired Knopf Shaw and Alan Knopf and Melissa Valley, who's done really phenomenal work for us. They're environmental specialists. They somewhat helped the town within that engagement figure out for us, or at least quantify, whether it is a good deal. And the way we've done that is, I think we're about to enter into some type of agreement with the DEC, where the DEC understands the situation and will not sue, for lack of better terms, Charlie. I think that would be one way to put it. And you showed last week, this is a long preface to these, but you showed last week a very tight time frame that we would have to propose this to county legislature. They would need to look at it on October 10th, on Tuesday at their legislature meeting. And then if everything went as planned, they would approve it at their Tuesday, November 14th county leg meeting. And before Thanksgiving, the town might be the proud owners for $1 of 600 Ridge Road. So we presented that, and tonight there are 3 resolutions that if that plan is something the town board still wants to go down the path on, these 3 resolutions directly relate to that. And I want to hit on, I'm not sure if the sequence of these really mean anything as far as which one would be done first, but I'm glad that the, well, no, I'm gonna use the day engineering number 7 first, because and if there's any questions for the board on this, I think that either Josh or Matt are gonna have to answer this, because we don't, or maybe Charlie, you can too, in place of what's the value or whatever, but this number 7 is about the board authorizing me to sign an agreement with Day Engineering for the purpose of conducting a phase 1. That we do have a proposal from Day. I think it's $2,550. I hope the town board has all gotten that and seen that. I'm not deaf or blind to the fact that the town is spending money in this venture. Of these 3 resolutions we're going to go over tonight, this is the one where there is money going to be spent by the town. The other 2, there's not. The phase 1 by Day, number 1, we did the stuff back, a year ago, and they were the most obvious to go and get the bid from because they have such background on this. This is why I think I was very pleasantly surprised at the price, because they were able to do a lot of the framework of a phase 1. But I want to make sure, because the phase 1, the way it was explained to me, Matt and Josh, is that now they'll get a little bit more robust, not only on the history of 600 Ridge Road's parcel, which is only a 0.2 acre parcel, but also maybe some of the surrounding areas, because there is a feeling that there was in the water tables from the phase 2 testing some petroleum in there, and petroleum down 20 feet in the water, that's not what you would find from a furniture stripper's operation. And the rumor has it that there was a gas station or something that happened at the neighboring property or properties back many years ago, and there might be an old tank underneath there that might be leaching out its fuel or whatever and coming onto the site. The way I understand it, a more robust phase 1 might identify that. Is that how you understand it, Josh?
That's correct, yes.
All right. So I wanted the board to be aware of that. I'm really kind of anxious to know where that petroleum is coming from, myself. So, and I think it also, within this sequence with the county, and also taking title, and then subsequently applying for an EPA grant, the phase 1 has to be done. So if we want to go down this path, the phase 1 has to be done. Is that a safe statement?
Yes.
So does the town board have any questions or comments before I read this resolution?
No.
Okay. So I'm going to make a motion. I can't read it.
But before it's read, I've got a question for Councilor Kay. You received a response regarding concerns.
Yes, I did. Yes, I'm fine.
You may, I don't know, it's up to you if you want to mention that.
I had some concerns and she addressed it via email, and I thanked her for her response. Okay, no, I'm fine.
Okay.
Are there any other comments or questions? And I would move to authorize the supervisor to enter into an agreement with Day Engineering for the purpose of conducting a phase 1 environmental site assessment of 600 Ridge Road with the agreed upon sum of $2,550.
Second.
Councilwoman Capelli.
Aye.
Councilman Cahill.
Aye.
Councilwoman Lynn.
Aye.
Councilman Abbott.
Aye.
Supervisor Cleary.
Aye. Bill, you'll be happy to know I don't have any long preamble on the next 2. I just wondered if the town board members had any questions on those related to seeker and or to the letter of intent.
I do not.
All right. I make a motion for the Webster Board's intent to declare lead agency status and perform a coordinated seeker review on the acquisition of 600 Ridge Road to former Webster Furniture Strippers for the purpose of environmental testing and redevelopment.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty.
Aye.
Councilman Abbott.
Aye.
Councilwoman Catali.
Aye.
Councilman Cahill.
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn.
I can't read this one.
No. I would move to authorize the supervisor to sign a letter of intent for the town of Webster to accept a transfer of real property located at 600 Ridge Road from Monroe County.
Second.
Councilman Cahill.
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn.
Aye.
Councilwoman Catali.
Aye.
Councilman Abbott.
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty.
Aye.